What's up, guys? Today I want to talk to you about the NICE TrackVac. Let's just open it up and see what's inside. It comes with the actual vacuum and two little pieces, clearly Chinese made, but let's not knock them for that. I've never seen one of these before. I saw them on sale at Window Cleaning Resource and decided I would splurge and buy one to see if it helps me do stuff better. Comes with a charger and three little attachments here. Little pinpoint one for tight crevices. This is a little brush on there, should come in handy. And then another little notched end there to help get in tight corners. So let's try things out and see how it works. I guess that goes in there. Yeah, there we go. Before we get started, let me know if you ever vacuum any type of track or not. And if you do, let me know if you think you would use it or not. If you don't normally vacuum tracks, let me know if you plan on buying one. And if you have bought one, what have you felt? What do you think about it? All right, so we're gonna do some track cleaning. We're gonna try out this TrackVac. I'm gonna set it there for now. First problem, right out of the gate, it's not charged. You actually have to charge these. And that's one of the issues. Thankfully, they do come with a charger that you can usually plug in straight to your vehicle so that it's charging while you're on the move. But I'm sure it's just a matter of time before you get to a home and you want to use it and it's not going to be available. They're cheap enough. If you really like using them, you can buy two of them. Now, in the past, my method has always been to use a spray bottle with some just regular soap cleaning solution, the stuff that you would use for cleaning the windows, along with a Huck towel or a surgical rag or microfiber towel, whatever you got on your belt. And so you just spray the track and then wipe it clean. If they're really dusty and you don't want to get it all muddy, then I would just use a different track brush. But that is not what we're here for. That would be a different video. All right, charged it for about 30 minutes. That should be plenty of juice for one window track. Kind of confused me at first. You actually have to press it and hold, and then you get that little light that turns on. You can press it one more time and that turns it up. So then third time turns it off. So let's see how it goes. You got plenty of dirt up in there. I only have it on the low setting right now, but you can see the brush does a decent job scrubbing. These were a little bit more grimy than usual, and that heavier stuff wouldn't come off very easily. Now we're putting it on the high mode. So I noticed that no matter what I was cleaning, I still had to go over it again with the damp cloth. I'll show you later in the video what it looks like to clean some really dusty windows, and it made a bigger difference in that situation. We vacuumed all the loose debris out of there. It's still not necessarily clean, but all the dust is gone. Like, I can rub my finger through there. So is it perfect? Not quite. But sometimes when you're cleaning the regular way, you want to get the fine dust out of the way anyways. Needless to say, this might not be the end-all be-all or a major game changer when it comes to cleaning tracks, but it definitely carries its weight, and it does a good enough job. I still think I'm going to go back to the old-fashioned method, and even if I have it on hand, I'll go ahead and wipe things up with a rag regardless. And by the way, I did try it out on some other tracks that were really, really dusty. There's a lot of cobwebs everywhere, and this did suck up quite a bit of that loose debris, and even dog hair. You'll see these tracks were pretty built up with just loose, dry dust. Now, I noticed that anytime there was any moisture at all, like if it was wet or even damp, the vacuum had a really hard time sucking it up. But in a situation like this, they had really nice floors, really nice carpet, everything was pristine and white, and I really didn't want to have to sweep any of that fine dust into the house. So this came in clutch for that situation. I would also say that the battery life isn't ideal, right? I got through most of this house and then the battery died and I had to plug it in, and it takes a while to charge. So if you're going to be wanting to use it on every job, you're going to want to have like probably 3 of them for a day of work cleaning all the tracks. I'd say most of the time, if it's a repeat customer that you've cleaned within a year, this wouldn't really necessarily be much of an advantage anyways, because even after I finished vacuuming all the tracks, I still had to wipe them down with the damp cloth or a little bit of a spray with some soapy water and a rag. So it definitely helped, and the customers thought it was really cool, but I wouldn't exactly say it was a huge upgrade. As a matter of fact, it might have even slowed me down a little bit. I'll still definitely use it when there's a lot of pet hair or light dust and debris. So my final verdict, it's a little bit bulky to be carrying around. I mean, it's not as big as some other ones. If you want to offer a high-end service where you're upselling something, where you say, we'll vacuum your tracks, you can have it on your belt, it fits. I still am just going to go with the traditional old-fashioned spray bottle, get the loose stuff with the brushes, and then use the rag to wipe things up. So you can get all the loose stuff. Sometimes, you know, you might be in a situation where you have really high-end rugs right under you and you don't want to risk flicking any dirt on there. And in that case, still be handy to have. It's a cheap enough toy. I'll have a link in the description if you want to buy it after this video. My ultimate verdict, though, is essentially it's a helpful tool for some situations, but it's not a valuable tool that you can't live without. So buy it if you think the price is right.